Welcome into the press room in the Can't Hack It Pantywaist League Command Center. This week, our celebrity non-working press secretary is none other than Cam Superman Newton. Technically a starting quarterback for the New England Patriots, but this week he was available. And you wonder why? Well, that's a question for China. It's time for 8 in the Box. Let's start off with the owner of the week. Week 4 owner of the week. It's a man that's not superstitious, but he is a Kittle-stitious. He found himself as the Week 3 snowflake, and this week he took down the last of the undefeated, Sports Illustrated 165-97. Next, we got our move of the week. The second straight week involved in this is going to be football head himself, Mr. Gillen. And you wonder who he picked up. Well, it wasn't one man. It was 11 of them. He picked himself up the number 2 defense of the week, scoring 23 points and helping carry himself to a back-to-back victories in Week 4 and holding off a late rally from Mix-Out for Harambe. 5 sacks, a pick, under 300 yards, under 10 points against. Great performance by the Los Angeles Rams defense against the Giants. That wasn't the performance of the week, though. The performance of the week is going to belong to the starting quarterback of the winless, Derrick Henry-less Michaels team. Right. Performance of the week belongs to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz with 193 passing yards, 37 rushing yards, a passing touchdown, and a rushing touchdown, was able to carry Michaels' team to their first victory of the season, scoring over 22 points and taking down Sundays of Thunder 108-101. Let's move on to high score of the week. In order to go over high score of the week appropriately, we're going to have to compare Week 3 to Week 4 performances. This team's Week 3 was a lot like, sadly a lot like this, but his Week 4 was pretty badass like this. Week 3, it was a tantrum-filled mistake after tantrum-filled mistake. Week 4, too cool for school. Week 3, girl push-ups. Week 4, splitting firewood with your bare hand. Week 3, figured snowflake. Week 4, classic beauty. I'm a Kittle-stitch is pulling home the high score of the week in Week 4 with 165.32 points. Alright, a little triple history for you. What we saw here in Week 4 was Sports Illustrated's 3-0 record and the winless streak, and now 3-1. So we thought we'd go over the last of the undefeateds through CHIPL history, all the way back to 2012, where our longest streak there at 3-0 was 2 teams, and they both actually missed the playoffs. But since 2012, of all the teams with the longest streaks, 3 have gone on to win the CHIPL championship. The longest streak was 2018, Michael's team going 9-0, though he didn't end up on the podium. 4 different times, the longest streak holder did not find themselves on the podium. And this year, Sports Illustrated, for the 4th time, he is the longest streak to start the season. We'll have to wait and see how he finishes. Matchup of the week. It's going to be a good one. 2 first-place teams going head-to-head. We got Bud Wilborn's team, and we got Team Ramrod. Both 3-1. Wilborn's team's putting up 128 points a week. Team Ramrod throwing down 135 points. Now, these 2 teams have met one time prior, and that was Week 12 of the 2019 season. It was not a good week for Wilborn's team, as it's his worst performance in franchise history, only putting up 59 points. So he's looking to redeem himself and put a little revenge out on the Barnett franchise. Both of those teams right now at 3-1 are seeing the best record and the best start to the season they've ever had. Neither has ever made the Can't Hack It Pantywaist League postseason, but good news for them, 75% of teams that are 3-1 end up in the postseason throughout history. Also, the winner of this game will remain in first place. Speaking of that, we are at our playoff picture. Right now, with the 1 seed is Sports Illustrated, 2 seed Team Ramrod, 3 seed is Tom from MySpace.com, Wilborn's team, Wednesday with the 5 seed. Kittle-stitches comes in at 6 seed, Sundays of Thunder 7, and Mac Lives Matter is at the 8 seed. Again, don't forget the top 3 seeds will get to pick their opponents. So this is just potentially what it would look like if we went postseason today. Just so you know what your odds are. If you're 3-1, 75% of 3-1 teams have made the postseason. 35% of 2-2 teams. 10% of 1-3 teams. And Chappie franchise, you guys would be the first ever to start 0-4 and make the postseason if you're able to make that turnaround in 2020. All right, little business we need to take care of. Week 5 is the first week we're going to see buys. The Lions and the Packers have a bye, so make sure you plan your lineups accordingly. Special thank you to Superman. You're in our prayers for recovery from the flu. That is the Woo flu. On to week 5.